The Frontline starts now.
And we welcome you to another episode of the Frontline podcast. And we have a real special announcement actually right off the hop because we always joke about it, but for real, this is the closest episode that we have to actual cameraman Mike Brown's birthday. It's his real birthday, Mike, so happy birthday for once. You can put like a picture of yourself up there on the YouTube video or something. Anyways, pleased to be joined by Reid de Bokx and Caden Dubreuil. Gentlemen, thanks so much for popping on over today and hanging out in the Xbox.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Reid, I'm going to start off with you. We're going to get you. You like purposely sat over there to put Caden on the hot seat, so we're just going to grill you first. Well, first off, I wanted to ask, last year you AP'd with the Voodoos a little bit. What was that experience like, and did it help? It must have helped, obviously, for you to want to come here and play this year. Yeah,
it was awesome. As soon as I got offered to sign here, I just went for it right off the bat. Like, it was my go-to spot. I had a couple other offers, but like Powassan was on top.
What was it like being an AP player last year and getting a couple of games under your belt?
Oh, it was awesome. It really it set the tone for what was expected this year from us. Like, especially having 20-year-olds on the team last year too. So learn from the best. What
was the jump up like for you going, like playing the level that you were at and moving up to junior A is like
Yeah, it was definitely a big jump, but I think I was prepared pretty well. Like, I had good coaches throughout minor hockey and nothing but the best from NCP. So I don't know. I was always told like hard work gets you places. So that's always just kind of been my motto.
And you, Caden, you went through the same process yourself, APing with the Voodoos. What was that experience like for you, moving up and down and getting a couple of games under your belt before officially committing to the Voodoos?
It was fun. Like, I always remember my AP games in Timmins. I scored my first goal in Timmins, and it was some of the most fun hockey I've ever played. Even one of the games in Timmins we were losing bad, but it was still fun.
Do you remember your first goal like vividly?
Oh yeah.
Okay, can you take us through the play?
So puck was behind the net, gets sent to Alec Duguay. Alec Duguay gave it to me. I don't know why I was in the middle of the ice because I was playing left wing, but I somehow found myself in the middle of the ice. I got the puck. It was one-on-one with, I think it's Kenzen Nyman, who was 20-year-old defenseman, top scoring defenseman in the league that year. And I protected the puck on my backhand, got down pretty low, I'd say below the hash marks, pulled it to the forehand, and went short side over Patrick Boisvest's shoulder.
You should just do my job at the games now and call the games. Reid, we'll get on the topic of jersey numbers a little bit, but I'm going to start with you, Reid. Last year you wore 6 as an affiliate player. Was that just kind of like here's a number?
Yeah, they just kind of gave it to me. I've always been number 4, so.
That was my AP number, 6.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's legendary footsteps. Follow it in. So you always wear a number 4. Obviously, this year, some guy named Jackson Smith has to wear number 4.
Yeah.
Were you kind of bummed not to get 4? Like, was 12 always been your fallback number, or you just kind of?
No, yeah. Like, it was just a bunch of options, and I've always just been with 4, so I don't know. I just chose 12. It was just kind of there. But
I was gonna say you can't take 44, right?
Yeah,
that number doesn't exist. And I guess if you doubled it up, well, some other guy named Justin Russo has that number.
Yeah.
You're kind of between a rock and a hard place. But last year, Caden, you wore 21, and then you had to make my job a nightmare by switching to 11. What did you were you always 11? Did you have that designs on 11 as soon as Tucker Shields left? You're like, let's go.
I would tell Tuck last year that I was taking it.
Yeah.
And he would always joke with me. He'd be like, "Oh, that number's going in the rafters. You're not getting it." But growing up, I always wore 11 if it was an option. My major midget year wasn't an option, so I took 63 for. I don't know what I was thinking there. I took 63. I wore 19 once. Yeah, but it was always 11 if it was there.
What is it about 11 that?
Mark Messier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All-time favorite player for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
When you for number 4?
Bobby Orr.
That's pretty fair. Those are two good role models at the positions that you play. But last year when they, what kind of jerseys did they offer you? Or was it just 21 off the hop? Here's your number.
I had a lot of options. I had 21. I had the option of 12, 26. A lot of the 20s. A lot of the 20s that weren't taken yet. A lot of guys took the low numbers.
So you're 21 because it still had a 1 in it?
Yeah, pretty much. Just add 10.
Fair enough. And what numbers did they offer you, or did they just present 12 and you're like, okay, whatever?
I think it was, there was 9, 12, 19, and like 23 or something. And I don't know,
9 would have been some big footsteps.
Yeah, I would say, especially on the back end.
That's the first thing Pete said to me was, that's a big spot to fill.
Yeah.
But
I think I remember the first year the North Bay Battalion were here, 23 was worn by their captain, Barclay Goodrow. And the very next year they acquired Nick Moutry, like halfway through the year. And right off the hop, people were like, that's big shoes to fill. It's like, no pressure or anything. If with Jackson Smith, leaving after this year, I think it's his final year. I can't remember dates. Yeah, so it's his final year. So if you stick around, you're like, 4's mine.
Oh, yeah.
Have you told him that?
No, I haven't said that yet, but he'll hear
we
it
got
now.
an exclusive right here.
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about last year. So, you guys go pretty far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You guys take down Hearst, you take down Timmins. I've asked, Jackson was on with Mason a couple weeks ago, and they gave me some pretty colorful details about those series. But what was the playoff experience like for you at the junior A level for the first time?
It's probably the most fun I've ever had playing hockey. Like, nothing, I thought playoffs in the Great North Midget League was fun, like being at a hotel with the team and that, but nothing compares to 7-game series against first 2 series were against 2 rival teams. Hate them so much. All three series, hate every team like so much, and it was just so fun. It was the most fun experience ever. So
when it happens and you guys win that game with like 25 seconds left, game 7 against Timmins, what's the feeling like on the bench?
I was on the bench and I blacked out. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the puck went in the net.
Yeah, it took so many different trajectories.
Turner shot the puck, hit like 2 guys, hit the goalie, ends up in the back of the net. The best part about it was hearing the silence in that arena, though.
Yeah.
Nothing beats that.
Yeah, there was a video clip that we saw from the stands of like a Voodoo's fan was there, like filming it, and you could just hear a lot of profanities from the fans nearby. So, then you go to Sudbury, and we unfortunately know what happens there. But how does that fuel you over the off season to know that you were 3 games within hoisting a trophy?
It really makes you want it. Like, I thought about it all summer, how bad I want a championship in junior A for this organization. Like, you just think about all the people behind the scenes, like you guys commentating, like everyone behind the scenes putting in hours of work. You really realize who you're trying to do it for.
You better be on the same page.
I am, don't worry.
For you, Reid, this is kind of like your rookie season here in junior. Obviously, you played some games last year, but this is your first full go-around.
Yeah.
What's the experience like been so far? I know we're only a month and a bit into the season, but...
Oh, I love it. I love the city up here in North Bay because I'm billeting up here, and the town of Powassan, it's the best. Fans are great, coaching's great, kids are awesome.
So when you join a team that's coming off, like what Caden said, you guys were that close to the championship. What's that like, where you didn't really necessarily play that last year, you didn't get to live it, but to come into an organization with expectations like that, what's that feel like?
I love expectations. I love living up to expectations, and I hate losing, and I love winning, so.
Can't complain with that mentality, so we'll take it for sure. But Caden, for yourself, how far into the offseason, or was it the final buzzer goes, you knew you were coming back to Powassan?
Yeah, I knew I was coming back.
Right off the hop?
Yeah, I was coming back for vengeance.
Well, we'll take. You almost got it there the other day. That would have been really nice.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
We'll kind of touch on that here in a moment, but I wanted to talk about the whole NOJHL showcase as a whole, because this is the 3rd year that I've been a part of it, and I really enjoy the whole experience. Unfortunately for you, Reid, you had to sit out, but just sitting around and taking it in, what was that kind of like for you?
Oh, it was a great atmosphere. Tons of scouts there. I got to see them all in the stands. It was great games too. Like, there's a lot of excitement in the building each game. So. Did
you get to watch other games other than Powassan, or did you?
Yeah, I watched Espanola game, Hearst, Sudbury. I watched all of them really.
Well, when you're there, you might as well. Well. Don't miss curfew, people, unless you're a certain team. But anyways.
I didn't miss curfew.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Oh, okay.
You're safe. Don't worry. Unless you have something you want to confess right
No.
I mean, Pete, if you're listening, buddy, But you can, being a Sudbury boy and going home and doing the showcase now 2 years in a row, what's that been like?
It's a great atmosphere. There's so many people there. There's so many. It gets stressful. Knowing how many people are watching, you got to be on your best behavior, your best game. But it's a lot of fun seeing your competition play. Yeah. Yeah,
it's got to be neat seeing, because obviously you're on Powassan, so you're always going to see every other team coming into Powassan. From our perspective, it's neat to see teams match up that we'll never call games for usually, like Espanola, Iroquois Falls, or something like stuff like that. Or, the one game last night, Sudbury and Hearst, just like stuff like that. We don't see that in Powassan because it's always whoever against the Voodoos, right? So for you guys watching your competition, is it good, A, scouting, and B, just neat to see the matchups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like I learned a lot just watching in that weekend, so.
You can't complain with that, right?
Yeah.
You must be, are you ready? Like, you played those since, right? You played the French River game?
No.
Like, what was your suspension? How long was your suspension?
It was just 3 games.
Oh, okay, so you're coming back then.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 games,
Thursday.
so. I thought it was 2, so I was like, oh yeah, you played French River. Everything's good there, but what is that your first time in French River?
No, I've probably played there like 5 times with like preseason.
Oh yeah.
And then I played a game, like the last game of regular season last year I played.
Yeah.
And yeah, like just the preseason stuff there, like probably 4 games.
I was going to say, what's your, a lot of people seem to be fascinated by French River's arena. What's your thoughts on that?
I have no comment.
No? I'm trying to bury him. It's not working.
You know what? The canteen's great. Canteen is
Great food, great food.
Yeah, 100. I will say that every single time that the French River comes into town, I always say that on air. But Mace, last time he was on, he was like straight up like worst arena in the league. So, and then Jackson got on the hate train as well. But Caden, let's go back to that game against the Cubs. Obviously, it's your first matchup against those guys since Game 5 of the NOJHL Finals. You guys are down 3-1 in the third period though, and they've been all over you guys for 40 minutes. Yeah. What's the mentality going into that third period where you guys eventually tied it up? And I don't know who scored that game-tying goal though. So
the biggest thing for us was we just had to be physical with them. Like, they don't like getting hit. You look at their first line of Sinaway, Signoretti, like, those guys don't want to be touched. So if we got to shut them down, we got to be physical with them, we got to get pucks in deep, and got to put the puck on net. You need shots to win, right?
Can you take us through that goal that tied it though? Yeah,
so it was a 3-on-2, me, Caleb, and Owen. I dropped it to Owen. He took a one-timer. Didn't get off the ice. He got redirected in the corner. I actually batted it out of the air with one hand.
Oh,
and
that's pretty impressive.
I think it went behind the net to Daw. Daw put it out front, went to Mason. Mason put it off the pad. I kind of pushed the guy off me, and it was an awful shot. The goalie just didn't know where it was, so I got lucky.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you saying it was an awful shot. From our vantage point, it wasn't an awful shot. It was you kind of felt when it was Pelche, I think, that scored the second goal, or he was involved in the play. Yeah. It's hard to remember on the second goal, really. But I remember feeling at that moment, I was like, okay, something's going on here. But there was like so little time left on the clock. So as you again, being from Sudbury, that puck goes in the back of the net. What's the feeling on that?
That's awesome. Yeah. I wanted to. I can't really say what I would have. I wanted to do, but it's a great feeling whenever I score in that rink. Just knowing like whole family's watching, like girlfriend's watching, everyone's watching. It feels amazing.
No pressure, right?
Yeah, no pressure.
When you guys walked in there though for the first time for the game against Blind River the day before, that's your first time in that arena since everything happened. What's kind of you feel that when you walk in there, or is it kind of like that was last year, we're here, we are on a mission now?
You definitely still feel it, but you have to look past it. That's for sure. Like when you step on the ice, it has to all go away. You can use it in the back of your mind to fuel you to play better, but you can't dwell on it.
Fair enough. Walking in there, or just in general, kind of that whole feeling moving into that game. You guys have been scuffling out the gate a little bit, right? Like the record is what it is. But for you guys to pick up that big win against Blind River and then pick up an extra point against Sudbury, so 3 out of 4 on the 2 days. What's that feeling? I know you didn't play Reid, but what's that feeling like to see the boys kind of come together a little bit on that?
Oh, it was awesome. Like the room after the game everyone was all hyped up. Like I think it definitely set the tone for the Sudbury game the next day. Like everyone, we wanted to win again. We wanted to play good, and it just pushed us more.
I mean, Blind River's no slouches, right? But
Yeah.
Caden, what's the feeling coming out of that? And then to go, 3 out of 4 points in those 2 games, and then to go get 2 points again against French River on the weekend.
The biggest thing, like you said, like the start of the year, like our record's not the best, but I think we're all really starting to realize how we need to hate losing more than we love winning. And like that's the mentality we're taking into every game now, and that's how it feels when we win.
I gotta ask you guys though. So, I'm following along with my phone, getting the updates on the app, and the game against French River on Sunday, just Jack Nolan just took over. Yeah. So I gotta ask you guys, what was that like watching from the bench and from the stands, just watching this guy just go off?
I couldn't believe it. Like when he scored his 4th goal, I was like, there was still time left on the clock. I was like, gee, how many is he gonna get?
At what point do you stop, Reid?
I don't know. Like I couldn't believe it was just like him again. Like, it was like I swear I just saw that like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, I was messaging our group chat. I was like, when he scored the hat trick, I was like, Jack Nolan 3, French River 0. Like it was just like ridiculous. Yeah. When you guys have a new guy come into the team like him, and I know there's been some other moves as well around the team, but how, like, I know it's still early, so everyone's still trying to settle into their positions, but how do you guys welcome a new face into the room like that?
You get to know them. Like you talk to them, you make sure they feel welcome, and like it's not really like getting used to them. It's like as soon as they step in the room, they're a brother. Like they're a part of this team. They're here for the same reason that we're here.
What was it like for you last year, walking into a dressing room as an affiliate player here and there?
Oh, it was welcoming every time. Like I got to know the boys through like preseason, going to Renfrew and that sort of stuff, and like it was nothing but the best here. Like kids are nice. Like you always feel at home.
Is it I know last year there was this good strong contingent of American players on the team, and they would come on the podcast and talk about how it was always the Americans versus the Canadians. Well, now I know Jack's like the first American to come in there, but is it kind of like you guys all get to gang up on him because he's American now, or
no, there hasn't really been any of that.
No, so he's not like Ryan Patrick or anything where he comes in and America's the best.
No, he's not like him at all.
I got to ask you guys, though, as the season progresses here and you're starting to kind of come into form, what are you guys looking forward to the most this regular season? Well, whole season, I guess, playoffs included.
Winning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
it.
Winning, just stop.
Just want to win.
Yeah.
Win, go to Centennial Cup and win some more.
You covered it.
You don't really have to say too much after that. I'll take that. That's a pretty good... I think a lot of people in Powassan would like to see that, because it's funny how the Voodoos are always one of the top teams, but to only have one championship in 10 years of this team, I think a lot of people want more.
Yeah.
Especially from the top down on this organization. Do you guys feel like any pressure? I know you talked about expectations being a good thing, but do you guys feel any pressure like that?
Not really, no. Like like we're a team. We win as a team, we lose as a team. Like as long as we try our best every night in and night out, that's all you can ask.
And for you, kid?
Yeah, I definitely don't feel like there's any pressure. There's expectations for sure. This is a fantastic organization and everyone wants to win. Like, yeah, I don't feel pressure.
Fair enough. Kind of the whole season as a whole with the NOJHL has changed as well. Like last year you're pretty much just playing Sudbury, Espanola, French River, it felt like the whole year. Which, Espanola and Sudbury are pretty tough opponents. French River last year, not so much. But then you look at the guys up north, and it's like Hearst and Timmins are getting to beat up on Iroquois Falls and Kirkland Lake the whole season. So it was kind of felt unbalanced a little bit. But now it's all one division, right? Yeah. Like it's all 12 teams. Every game is a massive 2 points. What's that like for you guys now with the season changing so much like that?
I think it's, especially for us, I think it's better because we get to see every other team more. Like Sudbury, unfortunately, still has a good team. So, like if we had to play them 12 times again, it would have sucked. But I think playing every team consistently is good.
And coming into your first full year, what's it been like? With every game is that much more heightened point wise.
I think it just prepares us for the playoffs more. Like it gets us caught up to the playoff speed, like playing those high-end teams, and it just makes each player just better.
I think it also kind of adds to the parity of the league a little bit. Like you've seen French River step up their game this year. They're a more strong team. It seems the same with Iroquois Falls. You know, Kirkland Lake's been off to a little bit of a slow start, and same with Espanola. But when you guys have such a massive geographical landscape to cover, like last year you were Hearst in the first round. That's a long bus ride.
Oh yeah.
Which we could talk about a certain bus ride too, but like with that, where it's like, oh, you might be playing the Sioux in the first, like one of the Sioux teams in the first round. I know you don't want to get too far ahead and think about the playoffs, but isn't that wild that you could just go into Sault Ste. Marie to play a playoff?
Yeah. I still think it's better than Hearst. Somehow it's closer.
Somehow it's closer. It's a little bit of a bigger community by a little bit. When Jax and Mace were on there after, we didn't really talk about the bus ride because I don't know why it didn't come up, but what was that whole experience like going up to Hearst and not really playing a game this year?
Yeah, at first we were told at first that it was just an accident, right?
Yeah.
And that the highway was going to be closed for a bit, but then 1 hour turns into 2, 2 turns into 5, 5 turns into 7, and we all have to sleep on the bus, and we wake up in the morning and we're hearing like all different stories about what it could be, and we're just like why haven't we turned around yet?
Yeah, really.
Like I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I was like, are we like in Hearst? I was like, no, we're still here, just sitting there. It was like, what is going on?
Yeah, we didn't start moving till about hour 12. They started letting people pass.
Yeah.
That's wild. So did you guys still go to Hearst, or did you?
Yeah, we went to Hearst, but we were definitely in no shape to play.
So you played the Timmins game, got on the bus, and then went, and then it was like shut down, or did you wait in Timmins?
We were about 10 minutes outside of Moonbeam, 30 minutes outside of Kapuskasing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, did you go right after the game in Timmins on the Friday night? Yeah, so you all have. So you just played a game, and then you're sitting on the bus for X number of hours. So that's your first real road trip in the NOJHL in the regular season. Well, how's that experience like?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
You sure? Yeah.
I went on the Sioux road trip last year with them.
Oh, okay.
At the start of the season, that was a great experience, but
You didn't get stuck that time at least.
No. There's more than one road to get to the Sioux.
Yeah. It's kind of Hearst. You're kind of SOL a little bit, but so you go to Hearst, you stay. Obviously, you don't play the game. But that's got to be such a weird feeling, though, that you're there and you're not playing the game. Like,
yeah, it was really weird. It was sitting in a hotel, like, what do I do with myself?
I've never been to Hearst, but I've heard there's not really much to do. So nothing against
Just one main road. That's about it.
Pretty much. But the wild thing is, so like I work at the railway and we send trains into Hearst, obviously, for the lumber stuff. And people keep telling me it's the highest millionaires per capita in Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, because they're all lumber barons, right? Like it's just
Wow.
Plus, Claude Giroux came from there, which the Lumberjacks won't hit you over the head a million times with that at all, considering their logo is him apparently. But whatever. So then you guys hop back on the bus the next day and head to Iroquois Falls.
Yep.
How do you get up for a game after that? Like,
it's tough. I was still tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's brutal. I can't imagine going through that, like sitting on a bus that long. Like, I've taken a bus ride to Orlando, and that was like 36 hours on a bus. Jeez. It was a school trip too, so it was like it was a long bus ride. But you were moving the whole time.
Yeah.
Like you only stop for food.
Yeah, you start to lose hope when you're sitting there.
Yeah, I bet. What's going through your mind other than, nobody's telling you, like, you don't know what the story is. What's going through your mind while you're sitting on the bus that entire time?
When am I going to get to a bed?
I just went stir crazy.
Yeah. Is that the worst it's ever been? And you just you're stuck in the bus and can't do anything?
The hardest part is you don't want guys to start going at each other. Yeah. Guys get together too long and it can go bad.
What? No. Are you kidding me? It's a bit of a long road to Powassan from that one, eh?
Yeah.
So then you go to Iroquois Falls. And when you get into the game, I know you guys said it was tough to get up for that one, but you kind of deflate a little bit. Is the mood on the bus like, let's just go home and forget about this kind of thing?
No, the mood was we need to win. And that was the mindset going into the game. We were going to do everything to win, play our best, the best to our abilities, and see what happens.
And Reid, what was your thoughts on after now you're on the bus for so long, Stanhurst, and then head to Iroquois Falls?
I don't know. Like I was just excited to be in a rink again and moving.
Anywhere off a bus.
Yeah. I would have had PTSD getting back on the bus so soon afterwards.
Oh, we did.
I'm sure it's nothing compared to the Trappers guys, though, that had their bus catch on fire.
No.
At least that didn't happen. You were stranded on the side of the road. You were just stuck there. At least you could stay inside.
Yeah.
It wasn't like minus 30 out or something.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Welcome to the Clubhouse by Gateway Golf. Located on Oak Street East in North Bay, with over 200 plus real-time courses, simulator arcade games, and delicious eats, the Clubhouse is North Bay's newest social hangout. You can book times now at gatewaygolf.ca or come visit at 245 Oak Street East in North Bay, Ontario. The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalieresiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
The Frontline podcast is broadcasted from inside the 360 Goaltending Icebox in North Bay, Ontario. 360 Goaltending, redefining Canadian goalie culture.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
Kids Sport North Bay is an organization that helps kids who otherwise couldn't get in the game with grants of up to $500. You can donate or find out more at www.kidsportcanada.ca.
Caden, you've been pretty much through the league now after 1 year, but Reid, you haven't been fully through the league. What rinks are you missing off your checklist?
Oh,
I know everyone can say Elliott Lake because that's kind of...
I haven't even played there. I've never been there.
I've never been to Elliott Lake. I haven't been to Espo yet.
I hear the neutral zone at Espo is like 5 feet. Like, it's not that big.
Yeah, you're not missing much with that rink.
What other rinks are there?
You've never been to... So you've been to Sumish, never mind.
Yeah. Been to Blind River.
Yeah, have you been... French? I think you've been everywhere else, man. Kirkland Lake?
I think so.
Yeah, look at that.
Kirkland Lake?
No, I've never been to KL.
There you go. That's the only other one then.
So what's been your favorite one so far?
Timmins.
Yeah?
Timmins is, especially in the playoffs last year, I went up with them.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow, like 1,500 fans. Like, and it was loud in there too.
Yeah. Until Game 7.
Yeah. Until Game 7.
So you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah. I'm not complaining too much.
No.
That's also an atrocious camera angle in Timmins. Like,
Oh, yeah.
at least everything you can see at like the one end, it's like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
But everything at the far end, you're like, this is terrible. Never been. I've only ever heard good things about Timmins though. Like, it's a great ring.
Yeah.
Everyone says it's awesome. Caden, what's been your favorite stop so far?
Timmins.
Yeah?
As much as I hate to say it, but it's such a historic rink, I find. They have the museum upstairs, like a small museum, but it's a museum, and the boards are weird in that rink. The corners, though, that's my one downside to that rink. The corners are like square.
So like, kind of like Peterborough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I played there for U16 and U18, and it was like,
Like in Peterborough?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was, it was like totally different game. Like you could shoot it back into the zone for just like a dump it in.
Yeah.
and
Just bounced.
it just come back like right out at you.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I went down there and called some games when the battalion played in the Eastern Conference Finals there a couple of years ago. And it was almost like Peterborough had to play like two different styles of game. They played their away game like in North Bay, then they had to play their home game.
Yeah.
But also it was like where I'm calling the game from is almost like where the camera's at in Timmins. So everything in the far end, I'm like, I hope this is what's happening as I'm calling the game. But then we also, the funny thing about that one too in Peterborough was you're right on top of fans where you're calling the game.
Oh yeah.
And so if you got too excited, they would like turn around and be like, calm down. Like, because everything's heightened when you're at the Eastern Conference Finals, right? And then at one point, it was Game 6 for the battalion, and unfortunately, I know how the series ends for them, but they had just gone ahead late in Game 6, and their mascot like stuck his head around the booth and like was like, to me, he's like, this is terrible, and I'm like, I'm having a good time, and then he high-fived me, like while I was broadcasting the game. But like, what's it like playing on that rink? Because like I've been down on the ice like to take a picture with something, but I can't imagine playing there.
Honestly, like it's probably like my least favorite rink.
Really? Yeah.
Like it's hot, it's square, and it feels like I'm in a parking garage.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Especially as a D-man, you don't know where the puck's going to bounce.
Yeah. Well, it is weird because like the walls like up, like the seats go up and then it like cuts off.
Yeah.
And there's walls. It's
Like it feels like you're in a parking garage.
Where's been the weird, like craziest rink you've played in?
Oh, geez. I've played there. I've played in Peterborough. That's a bad one.
Okay, we'll do crazy good. We'll do crazy bad.
Oh, crazy. Oh, did you mean crazy good?
Yeah. We'll do crazy good first.
The Wayne Gretzky complex in Brantford.
Yeah.
That's a nice rink.
Yeah.
It's a really nice
It has his
rink.
name. It has to.
Yeah. I met Walter Gretzky there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool rink.
You must have been pretty old at that point. How old would you?
I was pretty young.
Yeah.
I was about 13, 12. He was pretty old though.
Yeah. Okay, what's the crazy good rink you've been to?
I've been to a lot. Like I've played in a couple O rinks. I don't know. I played in Timmins. Played in all those ones, but I don't know. Barry's, like a lot of Barry's rinks are all like brand new.
Yeah.
I like Pred's home rink. Like we had 2 dressing rooms, like all decked out, like cushion seats, all that sort of stuff. In Rama where we played, like the stands were big and we get a good amount of fans too, and it was always cold. So I'd probably say like Rama. I loved Rama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the North Central Predators, you guys are like Aurelia based, right? Or
Yeah,
around
so-
that area?
So a lot of guys actually come from like Barrie.
Yeah.
Like I'm closer to like Wasaga Beach. But like we had a kid on our team last year from like Bradford. Like it was all over the place.
Really? Eh?
But like their region goes up to Parry Sound, over to Wasaga, down to the edge of like Barrie, like Oromadante, and then that's about it. So it's a big area to cover.
Yeah, it would be. I don't know. I just only ever hear good things about the North Central Predators.
Oh yeah, it's a great organization.
I would imagine so. Like there's been like Ethan Procession came from there,
Yeah.
and he's really highly thought of now at the OHL level. I mean, Anaheim took him, right? So, okay. So on the flip side, then you mentioned Peterborough Memorial Center. Is that your crazy bad, or is
Oh
that,
yeah, it's horrible. Yeah,
the worst arena of all time?
worst arena I've ever played in.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Caden?
You know what? There's this one rink in the Sioux. Oh, I don't remember what it is, but it was the oldest rink I've ever played in. I only played in it once when I was like U14, I think. It was awful. I don't remember what it was called though.
Probably gone now.
Yeah,
With the
maybe.
Media Center being
Maybe.
built. All right, so we talk about the NOJHL. You guys both picked Timmins. What's the worst one in the NOJHL?
French.
Yeah.
French.
But the canteens are really good.
Yeah, food's great.
Yeah. Food is amazing there.
I've heard bad things about Elliott Lake too though, but
Yeah.
I feel like it can't be that bad anymore with all the...
You hope not.
Yeah.
You hope not. But we'll see. I don't know. I guess you guys will get your first taste of it later this season.
Yeah.
So, but when I talked to the old trainer of the Voodoos back years ago, JJ, he's like, you have to come on the road trip to Elliott Lake. I was like, why? He's like, because I don't want to do my job there. Like, that's how bad it is. He's like, I just don't want to. So apparently it was pretty bad. But I guess we'll see. But with that though, like, playing in French River, you guys got to get excited for the canteen though. Like, I mean, because every time I go there, like when I was on the bus last year with you guys the one time, everyone just like went straight to the canteen and ordered the post-game meal like, right off the hop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the first thing we do when we get there.
It's so good. I mean, when it's in such a small area, I guess it has to be good.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I haven't had a bad thing there yet.
Yeah, no.
Me neither.
It's just the curling rink is wild to me.
That's, I don't understand.
I seriously don't know if they've ever even had curling on that rink.
Well, the thing about it too is, I guess when you're at that level, it doesn't really matter. But you're supposed to have like pebbled ice for curling, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, sure. But it's not a bad arena to like watch a game in. It's just wild when you go there and you see the curling houses on the ice. You're like, I've asked goalies too. I've been like with D-Rock. I was like, how do you track the puck off that? Like, it's got to be tough. And he's like, no, that's actually not. I was like, are you lying to me just to sound cool right now? Like, he's not here to defend himself, so I shouldn't really go on him too much. But like, when you guys are playing, like, and there's passing plays and stuff, like, is it tough to like read the puck off that at all for yourself?
I don't really notice them like heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Like I kind of just tone them out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Like, it's just, I don't even know that they're there when I'm playing.
You really only notice them in the stands.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
But I hear the boards there are awful too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and stuff.
They're just like old.
Yeah. Like rock solid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I've heard the same thing about like the Sudbury Community Arena. People say like the boards there you don't want to get hit into.
Where the Wolves play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have experience with that?
Yeah, the glass is better now that they have that plexiglass stuff, but the boards are bad.
Yeah. Do you, speaking of where the Wolves play, do you watch a lot of Shoresy because you're from Sudbury?
I do.
Have you watched every episode?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Have you watched any Shoresy?
I've watched a couple of them with my dad, but
You just can't get into it?
yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I've never really been into TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't really stop.
What a wild thing to say.
Wow.
But,
Okay, have you ever actually like watched a series from like start to finish?
no.
No?
dead
Like not even
serious.
like Breaking Bad or
No.
like, The Office or anything?
Like, I watched probably half The Office, and then I just couldn't finish it.
Wow.
It's crazy, yeah. I can't sit for that long.
But you don't have to sit for that long.
No, I know.
Watch
Like,
it in
no, I know,
chunks.
but it's just like, I can barely get through one episode, so it's like,
How are you doing right now?
I'm getting there.
That's a good answer right now. Wow. Okay. So what did you do during COVID?
I don't know, I was just outside. Like, I have a lot of, like, family, like, I live on a farm, so I have a lot of, like, land.
Oh, so there, yeah.
So I don't know, I just kind of...
Parents told you to run laps when they wanted to get rid of you.
Yeah.
They're like, finally we can watch TV.
Yeah.
From Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
What kind of chores do you have while working on a farm? Like for you yourself?
Not much anymore. Like, so like it's my grandparents' farm,
Yeah.
and then we have a house on it now. So,
Okay.
I don't know. It's not much. Like I mow the lawn. Like we have a couple chickens. I clean the chicken pen. That's about it.
There you go.
But no cows.
No cows.
No cows.
Too bad.
Yeah. But
What's going on about cows?
It's just the
it's just a
running
joke.
joke on the team.
yeah.
Well, okay, so what's the running joke?
No, like everyone just says I have cows. Like last year when we played against Sudbury in the Peterborough tournament, they'd all just start like mooing at me. I was like, I don't even have cows. Like,
That's funny.
what's the point? Like,
Yeah, the running joke is he's got to go milk his cows.
yeah.
That's why you can't sit still. You gotta go milk the cows.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not bad.
So it's just chickens.
Yeah, just a couple.
What about do your grandparents have cows?
No, they're cash cropping now. They're old, so
Oh, okay.
not too old though. They see this.
This guy. Oh my god. All right, Caden, what's your favorite TV show? You can sit down long enough.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah?
I love that show.
Yeah, you're not upset by the ending?
Oh yeah, I hate the ending. Absolutely hate the ending.
You know what? I went into it knowing how the ending was. Like somebody already told me what I went into the show, and I didn't hate it because I already knew what it was.
That's the one thing about me is every show I watch, I spoil the ending.
Oh,
I'll
do you?
look it up. I know the ending before I get to it.
Why?
But I still watch it.
Why?
I don't
If
know.
you get into TV, you don't do that.
Okay.
I need to know. I'm too impatient.
Oh my god. So How I Met Your Mother is like your top, like that's king of the mountain.
Yeah, that Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. You watch like, is it all comedies or?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Fair enough. How I Met Your Mother is a good one, though.
Yeah.
I never really got into Brooklyn Nine-Nine, though.
Really?
Yeah, there's some... I like Andy Samberg, but then I get annoyed with him pretty quickly, too. I can't sit through a whole entire show with him.
Exactly.
But, like, there's, like, clips that I've seen online. Like, his obsession with Die Hard is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen all that stuff. And then, like, him doing, like, the whole Backstreet Boys thing.
That's awesome.
But I never really got into Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So what do you do to, like, keep yourself entertained on the road then when you don't watch TV or anything?
I just listen to music and sleep, really. Like,
Dream about cows?
no. Chickens. No, I'm just
Chickens.
kidding.
Yeah, I've caught Reid a couple times sitting there with his AirPods in, just staring straight forward at nothing.
I just look out the window the whole way.
That's unnerving.
Yeah. Like, I don't even watch, like, TikTok. Like, I just look out the window.
I know somebody who does on the bus. He sits at the front. Anyways, so what were you doing for the 12 hours then? Just
Sleeping. Like, I slept, like, well, I tried to sleep. It didn't turn out. Like, I don't know. I probably slept for, like, 3 hours that whole night, but I was laying on the floor with my eyes shut for probably 7. Like,
oh my God, that's amazing.
what?
This guy's wild. I'm here for it though. Yeah. This is like we're taking all of this clip and putting it on the broadcast. We're not even gonna call the game. We're just gonna have the audio of this the entire time. This is by far one of the most funnest episodes I've had. Those are one of the most fun, I guess. That's proper grammar. So thank you for that. Anyways, yeah, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Reid de Bokx, he's weird. Anyways, thanks so much, Reid and Caden, for joining us. You're not really weird. I have enjoyed having you on here, so just to clear the air. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
The Frontline, hosted by Kortney Kenny, the official podcast of the Powassan Voodoos.